You saying, I want the guaranteed hourly wage or I want the guaranteed salary is the equivalent of saying, I want to guarantee that I stay broke.
Look, are you a coach, a consultant, a service provider, or a course creator? Listen, you want your clients to pay you $3,000 to $10,000 for your program. You want to stop nickel and diming. You want $3,000 to $10,000 clients. Listen, I got a special gift for you, okay? This is from my friend, my buddy, and a coach of mine. He helped me make $30,000 in a week. My first time making $30,000 in a week, I had 6 5K clients, okay? He helped me. Listen, it works even if you don't have a big following. As a result, his program has accumulated $250 million in revenue for his clients. Do you want part of that? Listen, it's a personal endorsement from my boy, No Cap. I'll show you the receipts. You get free access. Go to socialproofgift.com or text PROOF to 904-447-5274. All right, let's get into the episode. Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast. Come on, Joe. Let's do it. Come on, man. You doing mad velocity, bro.
Mad velocity.
We are here. It is another beautiful day in Atlanta where we're recording this podcast. We have Miss Donni Wiggins with her amazing outfit on. I like it.
I like your outfit too, Shane.
Thanks, Donni. We just was roasting each other for the last...
It's very appropriate, kid brother.
Yeah, but you got to see it when she stands up. It's really, really nice. But
anyway, you guys, welcome to the Social Proof Podcast where we are professionals.
Yes.
And we talk about...
very serious topics.
Very serious topics.
What are you doing?
My mic is falling slowly but surely. So Javon didn't make sure I was good this morning. And so I'm just going to do it myself. It's a woman always got to come through.
Are you going to do it? Or?
I did it. It's done.
You did that right? Okay.
Listen, let me just be clear that I'm only strong and independent because you left me no choice. I would love to be soft.
That's a whole podcast.
I would love to be soft, but you left me no choice.
Hold on. Okay, let's have a conversation real quick, okay? Are women strong and independent because they're left no choice with this generation's man?
Listen, I think you woke up this morning out of the gate.
I'm here.
Okay, I like it.
You woke up this morning choosing violence.
And it's a good question. I think, I won't say all women, because all of anybody doesn't fit into a box, but I think there are many women, myself included, that go so hard because we have to, right?
Why are you included in that?
Because I have to.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why do you feel like you have to? Where's that coming from?
Well, if I didn't go hard for me at this stage in my life, who was going hard for me? If I didn't provide, who was providing?
You got a little piece.
First of all, okay.
Yeah. Come on.
First of all, I am single until married, just to be clear. And while
no, I don't care. I don't know. I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with single until married?
If you are in a serious relationship, hold on, Joe. So it looks like the light is in front of that camera. That's not right? That's okay, cool. I feel like if you're with someone seriously and you're not dating, you're not single, you're together with somebody.
I have a significant other.
That's not single. Single means one. If you have somebody, that's two of y'all.
Okay. So on every government document where that status matters, because that's the only place that it really matters officially by title, right?
No. Facebook is a government entity.
Right. But on Facebook...
they got all kind of stuff on there.
Okay.
Complicated.
Well, in your... it's not complicated what we have going on, but there is no box that says, anyway, I am in a relationship. Okay.
Don't be trying to front on my mans.
I'm not. Right. I'm not. Everybody knows this. It's just legally, I am single until married, which is where I was going with this, with your question. You were saying, why do I go so hard? Don't I have somebody? I am single until married, and I am not his responsibility, nor do I desire to be his responsibility in that way until I'm married.
So when you get married, Are you now his responsibility?
Absolutely. He's also my responsibility.
Oh.
Yeah, he's also my responsibility. But so here's the thing about this whole independent woman thing. We probably should look at the definition of independent to really get clear on what that means. Let's start there.
Let me look it up because you be finding your own definitions and all that. Like I'm going to the dictionary.
Okay, I'll go
Remember
to the
that
dictionary.
last time she was finding words from like random bloggers? See, this is the definition. No, it's a
Black
random
people
blogger.
said. Okay.
Independent meaning.
Independent meaning.
Free from outside control, not depending on another's authority, which you're
also, not depending on another for livelihood or subsistence, right? So...
Yeah, I bet he feeds you.
All the time. All the time. So when it comes to am I independent? Yes, right? And
yes, you are independent. However,
I'm independent
but you're not free from outside control.
I don't think any of us are free from outside control.
In terms of a relationship space?
Okay, in terms of a relationship.
If you are with somebody, you are not free to do whatever you will.
So free from outside control, I am free from. Because in a relationship or not, I'm not being controlled by anybody. What I'm not free from is outside consideration. So I consider him before making decisions just like he considers me, but I don't control, nor do I have a desire to control him, and I don't control, and I don't have a desire for him to control me. That word control, let's look that up.
You're having a problem with the word control.
I'm having a problem with the word control. Y'all can eat it up in the comments if you want to. So when it comes to the definition of what it means to be independent, I am independent. But what I don't want to be is...
okay, hold on.
Okay.
Control, the power to influence or direct people's behavior or the course of events. You're under control.
Okay, well, then I stand corrected. What dictionary are you looking at? Then I stand corrected. I just don't want people to misunderstand what it means. I am legally single until married. He is legally single until married. But if somebody, if his consideration ain't considerate, right?
Meaning he's no longer free from outside control.
I am ready to box, and so is he. So we understand what that means. He understands why I say that. It's no disrespect to the relationship. It just means that I can't go into a government office on my passport stamp and there's no box for girlfriend, boyfriend, or significant other. It's just single, married, divorced, widowed. Those are the only options.
But if you're outside somewhere and someone says, hey, some guy pulls up and says, hey, are you single?
I'm in a relationship.
That's what I'm saying. You can't change it.
But yes, but I'm in a relationship. I am single.
So that's how you answer it? Hey, you in the mall, hey, are you single? You say, yes, I am, but...
I don't. If you say, hey, are you in a relationship? I'll say, I'm sorry, are you single? I'm in a relationship. Because I understand that society doesn't understand the deepness of that statement. So I'm going to give the society's answer that they're looking for. But when you're actually looking at what it means to be single, married, in a relationship and all those things, it has to go deeper than this surface level stuff of what society wants us to claim as single and what society wants us to claim as all these other things. So when I'm just speaking to people really generally, it just makes no sense for me to stop and explain that much of myself. No, I'm not single.
I got another question. Are you an entrepreneur if you drive Uber?
Are you an entrepreneur if all you do is drive Uber? No. I don't think so.
But you're not employed?
You're contracted.
Entrepreneurs are contracted.
Entrepreneurs are contracted. Okay, so let's talk this through. I don't believe that you are traditionally employed, right? But I do believe that type of contract labor is a form of employment. Uber chooses in their business model to not own inventory and to not, I don't think they pay your taxes on your behalf. That's their business model. But you have to apply to work with them. You have to meet their criteria. You have to follow their rules. You have to use 100% of their materials. Like, you're not free to think independently as an Uber contractor. Whereas me as an employee, if I am contracted to do something, you are contracting me based on my assets and what I bring to the table, my thoughts, my independent or my proprietary methods and blueprints, my assets, my equipment, my this, my that, I'm bringing in to service your company. There's a difference.
If you're dating 2 or more men, are you thotty? I'm just playing. We don't got to get into the definition of words. But how's your week?
And no, the answer to that is no, you're not thotty.
Really?
No, you're not a thought because you're dating 2 or more women or men.
At what point do you become?
Maybe when you begin, first of all, what is a thought? But, you know, in whatever, if I were to call you a thought.
Oh, it's that hoe over there.
That's hoe over there. Okay,
that's what that means.
Okay, so.
I didn't realize it. All right, forget it.
That is what that is. I don't think that you are a thought for dating multiple men or women. I think that it's healthy to date multiple men and women because so many of us get into these situations where we go all in. You can
track stuff though, so that's not healthy.
Well, no, I said date.
No, I'm just saying. I
said date, right?
I don't have an answer either way.
That's the problem. Like, so many people think that dating means sex, and it doesn't.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It doesn't. Like, dating means that I go on dates with my homegirls. Like, we go out. Dating is just us getting together to do something, to talk and get to know each other.
I remember in high school, if you was like, even not doing nothing, but you talking to like 3-star basketball players, you're a little...
Yeah, you might be. That's wild, right? There we go. Like, we're going back to consideration because it's just not considerate to date 3 people on the same team. Just like I wouldn't date. I'm not available to date, okay, just for clarity.
Because you're not single.
Because I am in a relationship that is significant.
Good.
But if I were not, I couldn't date 3. I couldn't date 3 of the same. You just should not date in the same circle. And we've had this conversation like, they're a little too close to the circle. Yeah, we have. Sure. Like, I'm cool on that. When do they hang in that circle? Because with what we do, just like when people are always talking about like J-Lo and the Halle Berrys and all of this stuff, dating a certain type of man, you have to understand that they also live a certain type of life. So their circle is their circle, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But if Halle Berry chooses to date David's best friend, she can't date his other best friend. Like, that would be totally inconsiderate. And I would think that was poor choice, poor taste. I feel like,
that's why I like this podcast, because you get different perspective. Everybody thinks differently. And I believe your success and whatever that, is for you will be found in your perspective and your ability to accept other people's perspectives. I very rarely pick a side in terms of right or wrong. Except this post that I just made.
Am I single?
Of course not.
Okay.
Absolutely
So you picked a side?
Well, in my perspective. But I respect I'm not about to... I'll argue with you for podcast sake, but whatever you defined it, I'm married. I don't care about nothing y'all got going on.
So I'm going to ask you guys, do you think that if you're dating and unmarried, but you are dating someone exclusively, are you single? You are single?
You're single?
You're not single?
No. Because it's exclusive. Because it's exclusive.
I am in an exclusive relationship.
Which means you're not single,
But I am single. Like, here's the thing. Until this man makes the level of commitment to put a ring on it, I am single. And that is just that.
Yo, didn't back in the day, like biblical times, if you had sex with somebody, you're married. You're married.
Thank God. We ain't back in the day. I done had a couple of spouses. You did. What
you mean,
are
you
you
had to pay
single?
for it? You're single? What kind of single? Oh, you're divorced.
Well, being a man who's been both married and divorced, if you were dating someone and seeing that person exclusively, are you single or no?
I'm single.
Hold on one second.
Relationship.
You're single, but you're in a relationship.
But I'm in a relationship.
Right. You're single, but you're in a relationship. How long y'all been together?
3 years.
3 years. You're not single, bro.
I'm single.
Okay. If you guys are sitting at a table, and somebody comes up and says, "Hey, are you single?" What are you gonna say?
We're together.
No, you're gonna say, "No, I'm not single."
Because
you're gonna say
again,
that. Come on, don't do that.
We're talking about
don't do
general.
That. Y'all changing your answers based on who's around.
No, we're talking about yes. I changed my answer based on who's around because everybody's not deep enough to understand it. Like if you're just walking past me, I don't care to explain what I mean when I say that I'm in a relationship versus single.
Then you're lying.
No, I'm not lying. I'm just not entertaining the conversation. It's like low level. I don't have to do this. That's what I'm
saying. You can't change the answer based, okay, if it's an application, I'm single. If it's somebody I'm talking to, I'm not. If it's somebody that is kind of they cute and they say, "Are you single?" You're
that's not the criteria.
I ain't married.
That's not the criteria for which. That's not the criteria for which we're basing that. The response. The response is it's just easy to say, just like we lie every day and be like, "Yeah, I got a boyfriend." I mean, it's just easy to say, yeah, I'm single, but I know, and most importantly, who I'm dating understands why I say that. Let me just say this, and there's many women and also men who can feel me on this. We give so much credit to our significant other in a relationship, and then we're all in, and we're giving them all these accolades and all these titles and all of this, that, and the other, and then the relationship ends and it's done. It's over, right? Then you realize how very much single you actually were. So I have
That's deep.
Yeah, you are. Are we sharing bills? Are we sharing responsibilities? Are we raising children together? Like, there's just levels to this. When you end that relationship that didn't work, you really do say, damn, I actually was single, but I was exclusively dating someone. And that's okay to do. I have given too many situations that level of credit where this is bae or hey hubby, like stop that single mess and you calling somebody hubby and wifey. Don't let nobody call you wifey if you're not his wife. Because if y'all break up, the next chick's gonna be wifey too. And I just think that mindset is ridiculous. I am not wifey. Until you put a ring on this finger, you don't get that credit. Just like I don't get certain credit until I become your wife. So I am single. I am exclusively and significantly dating someone and have been for a long time. But until he sees until he puts a ring on that.
Podcast listeners, the whole long time thing, though. I mean.
Anyway,
we'll just move forward. Can we talk about entrepreneurship now?
Until he puts a ring on my finger, okay, and it's not even a thing where.
I'm hoping he's watching. Like, okay, we're gonna get to business, but
we are gonna get to the business because I need my ladies, especially, to get this, and men because we gotta really understand this. You know how big I am on words and what it means and all of this stuff, and I do know that we have the intent to get married, but intent and reality are not always the same thing. And so, though our intent is to get married, and I know that he sees what my value is. Until he makes a gesture that confirms that through at least an engagement, we are both single, but significantly and exclusively dating each other.
Are you done?
So about this post that you made on Instagram.
First of all, how was your week, though?
I feel like you got me in trouble just now because we just
you got you in trouble. I tried to pivot the conversation mad times, but until I get this ring. Bro.
Until, and you feel me? Do you feel me? Am I crazy?
Are you done?
Ariel, am I crazy?
Are you done?
I'm just making sure because they are going to eat me alive in the comments.
No, I think people want to be on your team.
I don't care.
All right. Can we, how was your week?
Bring me back in, Shan.
How was your week?
Really? Let me see. My week was awesome. Amazing, I think is my word. My week was amazing. We did a conference. We were both booked to speak at the same conference together.
Shouts out to Jeremy Anderson.
Shouts out to Jeremy Anderson. Amazing conference. That was great. We went to lunch after.
Did we go to lunch?
Mm-hmm. We went to, remember I took you to Lake Colonial?
Yeah.
That restaurant, I upgraded Shan's palate right? He's not going to go to another place asking for a catfish platter.
So real quick.
He's not going to ask for
no
another
more chicken fingers for me.
another two-piece tilapia extra crispy.
You said what? I paid.
I had to beg him to pay.
No, okay. I need to figure this thing out too.
Introduced him. Didn't take him.
So a couple weeks ago, we went to STK. It was like a couple's date. And they paid. Not even they. He paid. I'm not giving you that. So I think he sent me
That's
I didn't know it was like,
language I'm talking about. He paid. Okay. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so it was, so they paid. And then we went out to lunch the other day, and I'm like, all right, I got it. No problem. So they're like, Donnie's like, no, not this one. This ain't enough. It ain't expensive enough. I'm like, what are you talking about? She said the last one was $400. I'm like, well, Donnie, this one's $2 something. So what's the difference? No, we gotta go to somewhere exclusive so you can pay for that. So who pays next is my question. That's what I've been confused about. I don't know.
But that's not the whole thing. I'm looking.
It was $250.
Right. Okay, let me just say this, you guys. Y'all know David is cheap.
Who pays now? First off, you got to stop perpetuating these lies. Because if it's me and you, I'm going to pay anyway. Unless we have appetizers, then you try to say, oh, no, I got it. Like,
this is the same person who...
If we get dessert or something, she's like, no, I got it.
Because he sent me rules one time when we were going out. I couldn't order a flavored drink that wasn't on tap. I could not order appetizers. There was no dessert. Don't switch out an entree if there's an up or a side item if there's an upcharge.
No ordering what the waitress suggests either.
Don't order those suggestions that's off the menu. And preferably stay to the left side. So because he sent all this criteria, whenever I order appetizers or dessert, I'm like, don't worry about it. I got it. He's like, nah, I got your little funky little meal. But let me say this. Okay, so we did go to STK. The meal was like $468. That was...
They know come on. The
meal was first of all, Shan's in a group setting will never volunteer his car.
I do all the time.
The bill came...
I do all the time. Yo, she is perpetuating straight life. Yeah, I think she's just doing it for entertainment. Because I always do.
Shan's always pays when we go out. He does.
But you don't...
And when he's
trying to... But you're not invited to those tables that we at. So you wouldn't know. I pay for dinner for all the friends
I'm not invited.
Because
now I'm not invited.
Because you ain't putting in on this, man.
We just talked about this a week ago. You ain't putting in on it either.
I do.
You put your card in the hat?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had the opportunity to do that, but I have gone to the waitress like, yo, I got it.
Okay.
Like 2 or 3 times.
I'll do that one day. But let's get back to what we were talking about.
Not breakfast either.
The meal was like $400. That's all I got. Breakfast. I'm consistent. The meal was like $468. My significant other paid for it.
Your man.
Then, yes,
my man.
I don't ever, that's just not language I use. My love. Okay, I would say that. Right, I don't walk around and be like, my man said, I just don't do that.
Very ghetto.
It's reading ratchet vibes. Like, no offense to anybody who does that. It's just, I'm not the bae.
My man is...
bae said, Daddy said, I will never in my life call a man other than my daddy.
Never?
For no reason. Well.
Never? No situations apply?
Unless it's preceded by an adjective. Anyway. So then the following week, just a few days later, actually, y'all get just stop.
Yo, this is... Children listen to this, Donnie.
Y'all better grow up fast. Couple days later, we go to Houston and we have drinks. It's another couple situation. We have drinks, a couple of appetizers, and my man gets the bill again, right?
I didn't know appetizers. There wasn't no appetizers.
We didn't have appetizers? Oh, we just had drinks. Okay, we just had drinks. But it was like...
They don't even drink.
It was almost $200 on drinks. And the price doesn't matter. I'm giving you the price because of what he just said. So... It was about another $200. Yes.
Oh, wow.
It was about $200.
Hold on. Including the drinks y'all had before me and Dre got there?
No. No.
Y'all were already drinking by the time
we were on our first drink, and then we ordered you and Dre drinks, and then we all had another round. Okay. So this was equal, right? Okay, so we're a little at $200 over because of the tip. I don't know what he left for a tip. So then we go to lunch the other day, a couple days ago, and the bill is like $200.
It wasn't it was two something.
It was two something. And Shan said, I said to Shan's, you got this bill. And he's like, yeah, I'll get this one. Y'all got next.
We out here.
No, we don't. Okay, we're $600-700 in at this point. This bill is $200 and something. Okay, so I said, but this is not like our outing.
And it's just me, Donni, her man, and their videographer.
Yes. So technically, I could take a portion of that off because that didn't even apply to us.
This is so petty.
Anyway, so all I said was,
I'll pay her next dinner. That's cool.
Shan's, you gotta do something bigger than that, and that's all I'm saying. Like, but in all reality, in all honesty, we don't have a problem paying back and forth. I'll put my card in the hat amongst the four of us any day of the week.
It was so. Let me tell you, the first time we all went out too, she said, "Yo, you like this?" Like I like put them together a little while ago, and she's like, "Yo, we want to take you and Dre out to dinner." I'm like, all right, bet, say less. So we go out, we go to Raw Sushi, yeah. So we're ordering, and then the bill comes, and I'm like, yo, I got it. I pull out my card, thinking that they're gonna say, no, it's on me.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I put my card out, and then they both just chop it up like, oh. And I'm like, oh, I got it. And I think he started pulling his card out, and I was like, I got it. He's like, oh, all right, well.
Every single time. Now, I will tell you, if you pull out your money before he will typically always cover the bill. If you beat him to pulling your money out, though, he is not going to argue.
But y'all were taking us out. Anyway, can we talk about entrepreneurship now?
So you created this post. Let's talk about this post. You, first, are we skipping over your week?
My week was cool. It was good.
Okay.
I'm working. I think I'm doing less.
Okay.
In terms of like activity, but like more thinking. You know what I mean? Like trying to put some stuff together. So yeah, it was cool. Pretty good week. But let's get to the post.
Okay.
I'm excited about this.
So you made this post on Instagram that has the internet going nuts right now. Being paid by the hour is the lowest form of compensation. Being paid by the hour is the lowest form of compensation.
You agree?
I can think of some lower forms of compensation.
Name it.
It depends on what you mean by lowest.
So
lowest form.
The lowest form of compensation, yes.
Because I can think of situations where money is slid or money is thrown or, you know what I mean? Money is left on the nightstand. Oh, I guess that was by the hour. It was for a service.
That was for a service. That was for a result.
But that's a pretty low form of compensation. But
morally, maybe.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I think panhandling is a higher form of compensation than getting paid by the hour.
You think panhandling is a higher form of compensation than getting paid by the hour?
Yes.
So I think that, I think that it really depends on what you mean by lowest form and highest form. I respect a stripper's grind. I respect a drug dealer's grind. I respect...
Nightstand money?
I don't know if I respect the nightstand money grind. That's a little far for me.
Here's why. Let me explain it, though. If you're getting paid by the hour, your ability to earn is capped. And you've now locked yourself into an amount of earning before you even earn it. You've locked yourself into a cap. So I don't care if you're making $50 an hour. If the most you can work is 40 hours, it's $2,000 a week, which is good money. It's good money. But you're capped. Mm-hmm. Panhandlers get to go out. If you want to work harder, you can make more money. Like if you're going to knock on more car windows and grind, you can make more money than working hourly at McDonald's. Or I feel like it's based on your own ability, not someone predetermining what your value is. for a whole week or a whole month. So a panhandler can chill, or they can like really get on their grind and do something. And with that, understanding that form of compensation, all they have to do is change the product. All they have to do is just change their environment. But they already have the mindset and they understand that I can go write my own check.
Okay, so I think I know what I think my lowest form of compensation, what I think my lowest form of compensation is, and it's not necessarily that, but I want to stick to that.
Okay.
What I believe the lowest form of compensation is sticking in a situation for money. For example, staying in a bad relationship because he or she pays your bills.
That's a fact.
I think that's the lowest
You're
form
absolutely right.
of compensation. But I want to talk about your post because you made it.
Can we read the caption?
Yeah.
Can I read the caption? Because I want to do it in my voice.
Read it.
All right. So the caption says, where's it at? Okay. The caption says, to make a certain amount of money, you must work a certain amount of hours in this particular situation. This system makes it really hard to get ahead because we only have a finite amount of hours to earn on. You feel me? Now, the second part, being paid by the outcome of your work is the next best form of compensation. This is cool because you can get the same amount of money even if it takes you less time. So if you're selling the outcome, let's say I'm going to wash your car, right? Well, you're going to have an outcome of a clean car. You can charge more for a truck. You can charge more for high-end clients. You can charge more if you go. You can just charge more because you know that you're going to have a clean truck. The cool part is, I'll keep reading. Okay, this is cool because you can get the same amount of money even if it takes you less time. Mm-hmm. Also, the outcome is worth more depending on who you're talking to and how bad they want the outcome. Also, your price can go up and your work time can decrease when you get efficient.
Yo, this line right here is so strong. The outcome is worth more depending on who you're talking to and how bad they want the outcome.
That's a fact.
That's a bar. That was a whole post. Screenshot that, save that, make that a whole other post. The outcome is worth more depending on who you're talking to and how bad they want the outcome. Okay, so finish your caption and then...
Okay. Lastly, the highest form of compensation is being paid off previous work done. You can earn infinite income this way. One day, you won't have to work and still live the life of your dreams uninterrupted by work or responsibilities.
So what's the one word you guys didn't hear said in this post?
What did I not say?
What word did he not say?
Say it again.
You said it, I think. Employee. Shans did not say anywhere in this post, in the caption or in the post itself, the word employee. And what I found so interesting is that I was actually laying in my bed when you typed this post, thinking about what I would wear to be here today.
And that's what you chose? It's nice.
I was
nice.
matching.
No. On the camera, that joint looks fly.
Okay. Because I run a serious operation here, I'm going to stay focused on the lesson for our audience. Shans. Okay. Nowhere in this post did you say the word employee. Also, nowhere in this post did you say the word entrepreneur. And as I was reading through the comments, being paid by the hour is the lowest form of compensation. It's just so mind-blowing to me how people see and hear and read what they want to see, hear, and read, even when there's no evidence that exists.
That's a fact.
There's no evidence of the word entrepreneur or employee. You simply made a thought that being paid by the hour is the lowest form of compensation. We didn't say to what group of people, but in the comments, people are going ham. Well, that's a terrible thing to say because everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Well, who said that? Well, that's a terrible thing to say because some people only have employment as an option. Okay.
Right.
Nowhere did this man mention who this class of people was for. And here's a news flash to those of you who were thinking, because they were thinking it before we got here. Oh, that's terrible. I'm unfollowing. I'm not watching this podcast anymore because all y'all do. Hit dogs will holler. Mm-hmm. Number one. Hit dogs will holler. And then here's a second news flash. Just because, oh, high and mighty entrepreneur, just because you're an entrepreneur doesn't mean that you too aren't being paid by the hour.
That's a fact.
Entrepreneurs get paid by the hour too, which is why he made this post. Whether you're an employee, an entrepreneur, a contractor, in David's opinion, getting paid by the hour is the lowest form of compensation. Why? Because you have to directly exchange your time for money. You have to literally sit and think about how much 60 minutes of your breathing is worth. How much is 60 minutes of your hands-on labor worth? How much is 60 minutes of your life worth? Like, think about it. And I get why you say it, even though what I think is the lowest form is a slightly bit lower form than this. But I get why you say it. And we've all done it. We have all negotiated our value for a dollar amount.
For sure.
Period.
To this day.
To this day. Even if we're not getting paid by the hour. Even when we say, oh, my rate is $10,000 a month. I am negotiating what my value is for your money, right? But think about when somebody is long gone. Like, nobody ever says this at a funeral, but think about now after your loved one is gone and they're laying in this box and you say, man, we just sat here for an hour. He was getting paid $20 an hour. This funeral was worth 1 hour of his whole life, his whole salary. Like, you understand where I'm going with it? I'm not articulating it very clearly, but if the value of your funeral for that hour that we're there, if you're exchanging your time for hourly rate, your time of your life was worth $20 an hour. So we're sitting at your funeral and all I'm seeing now is you laying in this box being worth $20 for this hour.
And there's somebody at work right now thinking, dang, we got to find somebody else to work.
Now we got to get somebody, we're going to get somebody cheaper. Right?
It's crazy.
We're going to get somebody cheaper. We're going to pay somebody more. But never at a funeral. I have seen people's employers come to funerals. Never once have I heard somebody say, thank you so much for paying him $20 an hour for his time. All that time that you use up. Think about this. You use, I think the number is somewhere around 80% of your life working.
Wow.
You use about 80%. And if you're lucky, maybe 60 to 80% of your time working, and you devalue yourself by putting such small price tags. There's never a dollar amount that can be worth an hour of your life, because you can get paid for this hour of your life and the next hour be gone. Was that $20 worth it? Was that $200 worth it? Was that last $2,000 that you made for an hour of your life worth it? How long will that dollar amount outlive you?
Yeah.
It's a low form of compensation.
Yeah. And then someone predetermines how much your value is. It's not even like most jobs you go in and say, well, I want $30 an hour. They say, well, this job pays this an hour, $20 an hour. And you decide to sign up for that. And someone pays that for years with a 4%, what is it like 4% raise
it's like
or something like that?
2%, I think was the standard, a 2% increase.
That's why and when I put this stuff out here, it's not a right or wrong. It's let's think through this. All right, look, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I got to tell you, finally, you asked for it, and we created a Patreon, okay? We created an inner circle. We have amazing stories, amazing information, how-tos from the episodes. The only thing we're missing is a community. So it's about that time. We put together our Patreon, we put together a community because we have to have conversation around the information. So even this podcast we're listening to right now, there needs to be conversation. I want to hear what you got. Like, let's throw some stuff back and forth. And because we're like-minded, we're all going in the same direction. When we connect in a community, we can connect on other stuff outside the community because we're building real relationships. Okay. So Check out the Patreon. We got 3 tiers. I don't care what tier you join. The support is appreciated. Okay, thank you so much. Now back to the episode. If you are making, and entrepreneurs do it too. So for instance, there are some friends that they might be a DJ and they charge $300 an hour, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because now I can say, all right, well, I need you for 3 hours, 900. And you're like, okay, cool, no problem. But if you're still an entrepreneur, but you're still operating on the lowest form of compensation. Mm-hmm. If you go in there and say, yo, I'm about to give you this experience as a DJ. Now, I might come with some other stuff. It's not just me DJing, but I'm about to come give you an experience. Mm-hmm. What is the experience of you having the most amazing networking event for your first event ever? Mm-hmm. We need to find out what that's worth. Mm-hmm. It's not about an hour. Mm-hmm. It's not about an hour. Mm-hmm. Yo, if you want me to call, if you want the outcome, give me $2,000 and I'm going to figure out how to make this outcome worth. I might have to pay another DJ to come. I might pay some random dancers to come through.
Right.
You're just operating and there's nothing wrong with making the money, but you're operating at another thought process of how can I not wrap my time around dollars? Mm-hmm. How can I wrap my income around experiences that I'm providing for people? Mm-hmm. And that changes, again, based on who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm. Based on who you're talking to. And here's the thing, you guys. There is nothing wrong with getting paid by the hour. There's nothing wrong with it. There's just better ways to get paid. 100%. There's just better ways to get paid.
Yo, and somebody commented too. They said, well, and it's crazy. They were really like fighting me on this thing because they feel a certain type of way about their hourly pay. It's like, no, I work a job, but I take my money and I'm investing in stuff. Congratulations, you're operating on a higher level of compensation. Here is your lowest form. You're taking the money. Congratulations. We sparked a thought.
You get it.
You get it.
You get it. And you wouldn't do that if you didn't think that this low form of compensation wasn't enough for you.
Exactly. Ariel, you want to argue?
And we're not saying by low form of compensation, we're not saying you're making a little money. People can get wealthy making money, or you can make a significant life for yourself getting paid in what David is calling the lowest form of compensation. He's not talking about your little paycheck and how much how much you actually are earning.
I'm talking to y'all entrepreneurs too. Y'all coaches say, oh, you can book a session with me. It's $150 an hour, lowest form. Go get your bread, but it's the lowest form.
It is the lowest form.
You can actually book me to do a consultation. And it's an hour time frame, and there's an amount of money attached to it. I, too, in that regard, am operating at the lowest form of compensation.
Yep, I think many of us are.
Absolutely. It's just you're going to have to pay a little more now, and about 6 months later, it'll probably be a little more.
Yeah.
Because I'm willing to operate at that low form of compensation for this particular amount of money, because I'm going to take that money and do some stuff with it. Ariel, what's up? Are you ready? Say your @, your Instagram, so people can follow you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Ariel Young _, so ARYLLEYOUNG _. And not that I disagree, but I like to add a different concept that we haven't necessarily talked about, even in your caption and like in the conversation. And it's free work. And so I'm trying to decide like where it goes, because, we're reading the What Makes the Great Great, and doing things that you would do for free is one thing that lets you know that you're doing the right vocation. But also as an entrepreneur, I feel like a lot of us start off doing things for free and we don't necessarily know that threshold when we should stop doing things for free and at least get to the hourly rate, and an hourly rate that is valuable. So I'm trying to decide like where would free labor go? In terms of entrepreneurship, I feel like that would be the lowest form of compensation. But in terms of values and like the right vocation, I feel like I'm not sure where to place that. Free labor.
Good. You want it? I got it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Roll.
So this is a really, really good example. So setting the expectations up front. So I now have a CFO and a COO. Let me tell you how this is just the dopest thing in the world. So I needed a CFO real bad because numbers were all over the place. Okay, like eventually they were taking me to jail. I'm sure of it. Like it was just all over the stuff, all over the place. It was just wild. So I'm like, I need a CFO. And she's like, okay, here's my rates per month. And then I have this higher package where it's a 5-figure package where you get not only me as a CFO, but I have a partner who's a COO, and they can come into your company and just kind of, they'll streamline processes and like kind of like make systems work. COO is Chief Operating Officer, right? So the operations. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't know how I feel about this 5-figure package, but I knew the number. So she said, okay, this is what you're paying me to start doing the books and all that. You need me? Yes, got it. She said, well, I'm going to bring in the COO because I think you got a real good company here, and like there could be some things that we can really take you to a whole other level. She said, this is what I'm going to do. For 30 days, I'm going to give you the highest package for what you're paying me now. For 30 days. She's gonna come in and like we're gonna like run it and like just see how we can add value. I knew up front. She set the expectation up front. I know what the number is. And on that call, I was like, I don't know if I wanna. I'm telling you up front, I don't know how I feel about this. It's a little steep, 5 figures for 2 people. I don't know. And she said, well, don't worry about it. We'll come back to the table in 30 days. We come back to the table in 30 days and I wound up hiring both of them. Because it wasn't just, let me just work and grind. There was an expectation set based on an outcome. Here's what you can expect. Here's an outcome. Mm-hmm. This is how much this outcome is going to cost. Mm-hmm. Initially, before I even understood the outcome, I'm saying, whoa, it's too much money. Mm-hmm. I'm cool. But they weren't worried about my thought of their number. They're saying, how much is this outcome worth? And then I started getting an outcome. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll pay for that, no problem. So setting the expectations up front of what you want.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, especially when we do things like with this mindset, I just want to serve. And there's no end to it. We just letting people just call us and put time on our calendar. And at the end of the day, if you never set an expectation, it's hard to get that person to be like, okay, now pay me. You've been calling me and giving me this advice. Yeah. And whether it's about all these different things. So thank you for that.
Serving is so sweet.
It's so sweet, but it very rarely works out the way you think it's going to work out.
Right.
Do you agree?
Yeah. So when it comes to that free stuff, I've had the wildest things happen, which is why I don't say that I don't do anything for free anymore, because I do. We show up and we do this podcast. Mm-hmm. We put this out. People don't have to pay to see the podcast. When we go live, right? In my type of business, free looks different in everybody's business model, right? In my business, when I put up my very thought-provoking captions that are teaching you something, that's free game. When I'm going live, that's free game. So if you want free from me, you come and join the group of people who are getting something free from me. Every now and then people will come into my DMs and just say, hey, can you just do X, Y, and Z and just look at this? And depending on my availability, I'll do it or I won't do it, right? It doesn't take a lot for me to do something sometimes. I'll give you the pickle. Watch a previous episode for that. But
I know somebody from New York hey, yo, pause.
Hard pause. Hard pause. Wait, pause on that too. But what I started noticing about free stuff is a lot of us with servant hearts, and most of us are, right? Especially if you're in this coaching and consulting space, we do it because we actually care about people's outcome. We give this free information, and I have had people take the information, build major businesses, not even say thank you, not even pay me the respect of saying, Donni gave me some advice, not even putting me in a situation where I gave it to you for free, but can you at least shout me out so I can charge somebody else for that outcome? Mm-hmm. I've had that happen. I have given people free advice and gotten them set up, and then they go and hire someone. I've allowed people to say, my money's not right now. Can I do X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. And then they go and pay somebody else more than what I would have charged in the first place, right? They take my advice. They get a little bit of traction with it. They start feeling themselves and they go hire somebody else. I've seen that happen. Also with free work, more than any of the other scenarios, I don't see enough people implementing the free advice, especially if it's conversational. If it's free labor that you've done that got a physical, tangible result, that's different. But especially with free conversations. I think people think that it's draining to have certain conversations. Think about when you're in a relationship and you get that infamous "we need to talk" message, right? And then you go home and you talk and you find yourself an hour or 2 hours later and all you want to do after that is go to sleep. I just want to lay down and go to sleep. Like, this was draining. It was stressful. Well, for people like me who are incredibly passionate about what they do, it's not just free conversation for me. Like, I'm thinking through this, I'm visualizing, I'm seeing your future. I'm really thinking about how I can impact you the most in this moment. It's draining.
Yeah.
So it's free for you, but it's not necessarily free for me. And I have to consider all of that. And then once you do free for one person, then the person who's standing over here, there's a long line of people standing over here watching you give all this free game. And this long line of people, they want the free game too. So where do you cut it off? Where do you isolate and protect yourself and your information and the investment that you've made in yourself time and time and time again? Giving the game away for free is great, but it has to work for me too.
Yeah.
In this format, it works for me, right? Y'all get game. I've seen people in the comments say that they've started businesses that are successful. I see people who say that they've already generated 6 figures based off of the information that we give here.
Or join the program.
Or they join programs. And this kind of free information, I can give it freely and you catch it. But you got to stop this free stuff where people are calling you and using you and taking advantage of you because they don't want to pay you, because they are going to turn around and pay somebody who they value. So that's the one thing about free. People who are close to you who want free, yes, you give them, because this is your girl or this is your guy. You give them some free game.
And that Donni gave the perspective from someone who's offering free service. But I want to give a perspective of someone who is just serving, because I just don't like. I like the word serving if it's in a philanthropic. How you say it? Philanthropic regard, or spiritual, or I serve at my church. No problem. But for those that are just coming in to someone who says, "Hey, Dave, what can I do, man? I just want to serve." You're lying. There's something that you want, but you're not letting it be known up front. And if I do allow you to come serve, it's going to be very hard for me to look at you as someone to partner with later. So that's why they didn't say, "Yo, I want to come serve the company and just let me know what you think." They're like, "No, this is what I do. I will offer my service. I'm not serving you. I'm offering my service for 30 days. But at the end of the 30 days, we're going to have a conversation." So you're going to start serving these people and they're always going to be telling you what to do and go get this, and you'll always be a runner. When really your goal is to create the relationship and partner.
Yeah. So
you have one chance to make a first impression. If you are going to be a part of an organization, like if you are saying, "Yo, Dave, I want to help out with the podcast because I am a podcaster. This is my goal. This is what I'm looking to learn. Maybe one day we can partner together. If you put together a network, I want to be considered."
Yeah.
That's different, because now there's an expectation that I know you have. And we're going to be working towards that. And now you have a right to check on that thing. Like, "Yo, what's up with that? How's the network going? You know I'm ready, right?"
That's strong, Shan.
You feel me? So that whole serving thing, I mean, it sounds cool,
I like what you said, and I don't want that to go over people's heads. Like, serving is cool. I think serving is cool, but I think serving and setting it up the way that David suggested is cooler. So you want to do something and you want to do something out of the kindness of your heart, whether it's friend or whoever. Listen, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z for you as a courtesy. I'm going to do it for free. However, I'm going to do it for free this one time for this length of time. After this, in this specified date of time, not later, not in the future when you need more advice, we're going to do this for 2 weeks. Okay. So today is, let's say it's January 1st, right? It's not, let's just say it's January 1st. On January 15th, we're going to come back and have a conversation. If I've checked all the boxes and made criteria that you find valuable, then you hire me then you pay me to do the job. Is that a yes or a yes? You understand up front. Let me ask you this. If I give you this information for free, which I don't mind doing, let me ask you this. In 15 days, can we have a conversation? And if you found what I brought to the table valuable, do you then mind paying me for my service?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind helping you, but after I've helped you and given you a head start, then do you mind paying me? Right? Set it up like that. Start seeing what kind of responses you get. Oh, well, I just wanted you. I was just thinking you could. No, because you have to be focused on what your ultimate goal is. And think about entrepreneurs. What is your ultimate goal? Is your ultimate goal to impact 100 people that you can document, track, measure, and to make $100,000 and to do these things? And if that's the ultimate goal, then you have to start looking at free work or underpaid work or any work, even if it's a high paid contract, and say, is this in alignment with my goals? And is me doing this specific activity going to bring me closer to that goal? And in most cases, free work, though in the kindness of your heart, because you didn't know how to set it up, ends up being charity.
We're going to take it to even like a relationship space. If you get in a relationship and y'all just in love and it's just, relationship. I love being in this relationship. It's going to be really hard for you to get out of relationship status and get into marriage status.
Okay, hello, single until married.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
That's what I mean by that.
If you have the expectations up front, I'm sure the conversation, like from the very beginning, is this is what I expect.
Yes.
I'm not here to just play with you.
This is what we're dating for.
What are we doing? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, are you looking for marriage, kids? That's the life. This is the expectation that we set.
Yeah. How soon do we set that expectation?
Immediately.
So when you're doing this free work in terms of entrepreneurship, you have this, I'll do it for you. This is what this looks like. Paint the picture. In a relationship, on a first date.
Absolutely.
On a first, I think so too.
100%. This is what I'm looking for.
But this is why, as a businesswoman, I don't promote that I do free work. I tell you how you can get free information from me. And as a significant other, this is also why I'm single until I'm married. Because again, we just do all this and do all this and do all this. And then if the person, as significant as it is, feels like you're their wife anyway, where's the motivation for them to actually make you a wife?
Mm-hmm. And you create.
You got a problem with me saying I'm single until married? You know what to do.
Get your hands off your hip, though, Ariel. She got up to the mic like,
my hip.
I got something to say.
She about to dip. Yeah. We dip. They dip.
I hear the spice coming. What up?
No, not at all. I wanted to build on the conversation.
Okay. See, something going on in her world.
Ariel was like, light bulb.
Right.
It's really more so a practical question for entrepreneurs out there who have kind of sold themselves into certain free agreements. And so another thing that you guys have talked about is like, when you are, and I think this is in Six Figure Accelerator.
Drinking mess strong. I hear it over here.
It was kind of strong.
Golly.
I'm thirsty.
I was listening to you and I just heard.
Did y'all hear that too?
I did it. But okay, so you talked about this in Six Figure Accelerator where we will try to do a lot of different things. And so, like, for example, I might have somebody who calls and say, hey, can you help me figure out how you did that on your Instagram? And hey, can you help me figure out how you did that on your podcast? Well, I don't particularly have like you said, something set up for that. And then as a new entrepreneur, I'm like, is there opportunity on the back end? So how do you, would you suggest creating like a consultation price for some conversations that aren't in your target, or just saying no?
No,
just saying
I do not suggest that you start putting consultations together to serve these people who are outside of your target message, your target offer, right? If my target offer is Six Figure Accelerator, my coaching and consulting developmental program. I offer help with content creation as well through my Post to Paid group. But I'm not, just because so many people DM me and say, can you audit my Instagram page? I'm not just going to go and run and create a paid call for me now to audit your Instagram page, because then where does that stop? Hey, Donni, can you audit my website? Oh, let me put a link up for that too. When does it stop? Your offer is your offer. Now, here's how I would process that. If you are, first, are these people in your ideal target audience, target market? Yes?
No.
The end. It stops there, okay? It's not where I was going with this, but it stops there. If these people are if you're finding that these people are your ideal customer and they consistently ask you a question that's outside of what's included in whatever you're offering, then maybe you need to look at your offer and say, I'm getting this question a lot. Does it fit in this offer? Do I need to add that?
That's
or
good.
Maybe it's a topic inside your Q&A. You guys know in Six Figure Accelerator, you paid me to be in Six Figure Accelerator, but I give so much stuff away for free inside of it. Why? Because you've already proven that you value what I bring to the table. So I'm going to give you a little bit more. I give you a lot more. We're going to stay on longer than the 60 minutes of Q&A that I promised. We're going to be here sometimes for 2 hours. That's my free to people who have already displayed that they value what I bring to the table. I'm not going to, though, say, Ariel keeps asking this question. Let me keep creating these links. Let me try to make all the money. David and I both accelerated in income when we stopped trying to make all the money. Because I think we used to do that. People asking mad questions about this.
Yeah.
Let's do a link.
Yeah. Exactly.
When we stop trying to, you can serve everybody. You'll kill yourself trying to do it. And what I find about people who are serving everybody is that they're not serving themselves. Not only are you not serving themselves, what I also know about people who serving everybody in the world and trying to get all the money, you're not serving yourself. And if you're a parent, you're not serving your children. If you're a spouse, you're not serving the people who you're most significant to in life by trying to serve everybody else. So you got to have processes. You have to have boundaries.
What you said that really clarified things for me is not, even though everybody is not already in my target, there are people who are my clients who are still asking those same questions. So thinking about how to include that in what I currently offer would be helpful as a next step and how to embellish their business. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yo, when you get your toes painted, do you go all the way to the cuticle? Serious question. I just need to know. No, I'm asking. Like, do you go all the way to meeting the skin, or you leave a little bit of cuticle?
You know, that's a good question. I think pedicures.
It goes all the way down?
I think they do. I think they push the skin back so that they can get all of that. I don't know.
No, I just noticed. I thought that was like a new thing. Because you see like nail and then paint. And then,
first of all, there's literally...
Ain't you about to go on a flight?
So what you saying is...
No, I didn't know if it was a style or not.
You saying she need a fill.
I need a fill. So first of all, you guys, I have gel polish on my feet. My hands and feet are both 2 weeks old. Oh, that represents new growth. This is new growth. This is an indication that I need to go to the salon, which I am doing after this podcast.
I wasn't going to say nothing to your feet. But
let me just say this. I don't care how much money I make. This going to be 2-3 weeks in. Every single time, okay? That's why I get gel. I get gel so my polish doesn't chip and they can go 2-3 weeks. We're here for
entrepreneurship. I wasn't even coming at you.
First of all, you definitely came at me by insulting that entrepreneur with her petty habits, okay? She was asking you a serious question. She doesn't even have on open-toe shoes.
That's why I was asking her, because I had noticed one of my friends...
Chance, you're so shady.
Anyway, all right, so here's the levels of compensation, okay?
Do y'all usually roll lint brushes over your socks, or do you just buy new ones when you see that? Never mind, I'm not even gonna go there.
No, here's the crazy thing, because all of my socks get like balled up, and I ordered some nice socks.
You should have worn them today.
They didn't come yet. I will though.
Then you need some no-show socks.
No, I don't like those. I like a little bit of sock show. Can we talk about entrepreneurship,
brand new
please?
Shoes, but your socks...
I'm talking about the levels of compensation.
Your socks look 2-3 years old.
I'm saying. Are we done? Are we done here?
When you stretched them out, were those holes that were coming?
There's not holes.
Oh, stretch that sock out.
Is there? It might be.
Jesus Christ!
No, that's not.
Can we get the camera angle?
Yeah, that's crazy. It do look like...
Those were the ones all the way in the back of the...
No, it looked like moths got to it or something. Are we here to help people?
I'm trying to help my brother right now.
Anyway, here's the levels of compensation, okay? 1, you're being paid per hour.
Okay.
And I think what's better than being paid per hour is being paid a salary. I think that's even better than being paid per hour because you know how much money you're going to make. You can work less once you get efficient and still make the same amount of money. So it's a small change, but it's your time. You can dictate how much free time you got by working less.
Do you know what I think is better than getting paid a salary? So I agree. By hour, salary, for me, the next step would be commission.
Absolutely, 100%. Getting paid commission.
Commission.
That's the third step.
I remember when I was working in corporate America, I would ask, like, is this role, can I have a lesser salary for commission?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, if you gave me a commissionable job with a good product and good service, I'm running numbers. Yeah. You may have been offering me an $80,000 salary. In my mind, that's $200,000 in commission all day.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So with being paid per hour, you got static time and static money. $30 per hour. You got to work the whole hour to get the $40, $30, whatever. When you get paid salary, static money, but the time is flexible. Typically, you're not like, yo, you clock out at 12 for lunch, you got to be back at 1. Mm-hmm. You can knock out all your work by 12 and just you chilling, not chilling, but you can kind of just relax for the rest of the day because you got a little more time or build whatever you got to build. With with commission, it's not static money and it's not static time. Mm-hmm. You can write your own check. And then we go to that next level of, for the outcome, that's when you become a consultant. If I can do this for you, this is what I demand. Mm-hmm. And then you just find people where it's more valuable, more or less valuable for the person based on the outcome. And then I think everybody needs to put their mind on how they can do something one time and continue to get paid for it. Mm-hmm. How can you, so Donni got the post to paid where, and I got like morning meetup, where I can create the program and there's one thing I'm going to have to do for 10 people, 30 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, but my work, the work is the same no matter how much money I make.
Right.
Or like you put a course together and you run some ads and you put the course together one time and you can create free content and that will always sell itself. So we just got to start to think of these different levels of compensation because it's not only one because some people, their whole thing is, how can I make more money at my job?
Yeah. And I get it. I get people saying, well, I want the hourly or I want the salary because I want guaranteed money, right? But my thing is, if we're being truthful without offending anybody, most people's salaries, and the numbers just don't lie, most people's salaries are below what they need to live.
That's a fact.
And so my thought process there is, you saying, I want the guaranteed hourly wage or I want the guaranteed salary is the equivalent of saying, I want to guarantee that I stay broke. I get you want the $60,000 paycheck, but if you have a $100,000 household, you are guaranteeing that you will not be able to pay for everything. Take a chance on you. When you now start to commission, right? Commission may seem scary, but at least there is a chance. With salary that stays the same, there's no chance that you're going to be able to crawl out of your current financial circumstances.
And you can't go get the money. Like if you have a emergency.
Yeah. And you
can't just go get some more money.
You can't go to your employer and say, I need an advance on my salary. Most of us cannot. There's no chance for you to make any more money. But if you are commissioned, at least now there's a chance for you to start making more than survival money. At least there's a chance for you to start having thriving financial situations. And then if you bet even harder on yourself and now say there's an outcome that I know I'm capable of providing for someone, and with your salary or your commission plus this now outcome that you're leveraging for pay, you can get paid more. But if you just really sit down and think and be strategic, what can I do that can serve a mass number of people? Now we're talking, you guys, we got to get out of the mindset of guaranteed money,
Mm-hmm.
especially if the money that you're making today doesn't guarantee that you can pay all your bills and save money and do the home repairs and get that whatever fixed on the car and put the kids in the better zip code. Like right now, for most people listening to this, that guaranteed salary is guaranteeing that your kids stay in subpar schools. Is guaranteeing that you stay in a zip code that you don't want to live in. Is guaranteeing that the VIN number you're driving is not the VIN number that you want to be driving. Is guaranteeing that the clothes that you're wearing will never upgrade. Is guaranteeing unhappiness in your marriage because you're having money problems. Like that salary that is not sufficing is guaranteeing misery.
Dang. I never even looked at that. You just need a chance.
All you need is to say, give me a shot. Give me a chance. If right now for you that chance is commission, give it to me. If right now for you that chance is a service that you can provide, give it to me. If right now for you that means increasing your hourly rate, give me the chance. But we got to start taking chances.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Even if you're on salary, you go really, really hard first part of the day, then you figure out another way to get some money in the second part because you finish your work obligations. This was a good conversation.
This was a good talk.
All right, are we done here?
Yeah, you should come to the nail salon with me and get those cuticles and that dirt under your nail bed taken care of.
My joints do look crazy.
You know it's not sexy for men to have long nails?
My nails aren't long.
What?
Are those long?
Those are long. Turn them around to the camera.
There's not even over my...
They are over your... And they're filthy. Not all of... Well, that's even worse. They're not even. Your cuticles are exposed.
Oh, no,
your nail bed is crusty. Dirt's under a couple of nails. Like, let's go. We're done. You guys.
Are we going now?
I'm going now, but I'm going to my place.
Will they take me?
Yeah.
My joints do look crazy a little bit. Now I start thinking about it.
Let me see what your feet look like.
We're on a professional pod. Like, I can't believe you. Like, you're so worried about the wrong thing. Listen, y'all, this episode is sponsored by The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. TheMorningMeetup.com is the only organization that gathers every single day with hundreds of entrepreneurs on the same line. We're 450 people from all across the country are on the same call every single morning. It's amazing. And we're not going to stop. That's why I put it in every single episode, because this episode will be here for 3 years and I'll still be doing it 3 years from now. So it's okay. So go to themorningmeetup.com and there's everything that you need in this organization, right? There's community, there's potential clients, there's potential people that you can collaborate with, and you're here. So this is all that you need here, and this is you. And the only thing standing in between you and what you really need is $1. So you can go to themorningmeetup.com right now, invest $1. You can see what's going on over here. And it's $79 a month after that. If you want to stay, great. If you want to leave, that's okay. We got options for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months as well. So yeah, go to themorningmeetup.com. I can't wait to see you in the morning. Donnie Wiggins.
Nice. But we forgot to mention something
before
I do this.
You see my illustration though? That illustration was lit.
It was dope.
What did we forget?
Content Creation Bootcamp.
Content Creation Bootcamp.
Yeah.
So lit. The Content Creation Bootcamp. Go to creatorsbootcamp.com and see. We got one coming up, I'm sure, really soon, where it's a 3-day experience. The first day is just everybody. Actually, by the time they see this, we'll be at the bootcamp.
We'll be at the most current bootcamp.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's always a bootcamp.
There's always a bootcamp, absolutely. So go to creatorsbootcamp.com if you're having a hard time getting this outcome, okay? You want more followers, you want to make more money, you have a great product, but nobody knows you. And the problem is you just don't know how to create content. So if you did understand how to create content, you'll make more money, you'll have a happier life, you'll get a man. Go to creatorsbootcamp.com. Donnie Wiggins.
He's so inappropriate. Just
You don't think creating content can get you a significant other?
Creating content caught my eye.
How?
Y'all don't worry about what we're talking about. Okay, anyway. This episode, seriously,
yeah,
it did.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember.
I do too. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, okay, let me tell a story. So I'm creating content.
We're leaving.
So I'm creating content. At this point, I was definitely operating on the lowest form of compensation.
This was in 2018.
Yeah, so I was telling him, like, yo, he needed some stuff recorded. I'm like, all right, man, just give me $150.
For real?
Yeah, it was like an hour, 2 hours, something like that. I don't know. But the cool thing is I was learning from him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was like, all right, we'll take it. And I'm doing it on my stories. Here this little thought go. Who that? Oh, man, like I ain't know you know no businessman. And then something like that. We had said something about his business. And she's like, oh my gosh, he cute and he got money.
That is not what
making
happened.
that up?
Yes.
Am I making this up?
You are, because what happened was Shans would try to introduce, we do events and he always be like, and I'm like, you can't possibly be trying to put me onto this guy.
I was just so afraid that she was going to be focused on business and be single for the rest of her life. And I was always possible. Just trying to help create some sort of connection because I didn't want her to just buy mad cats.
Shans would always try to introduce me to people that were not my type. Mm-hmm. And we discussed plenty of times what my type was, right? And so one day we're just on Instagram, I'm scrolling through the stories and I'm like, oh, he's a handsome guy. So I said...
Ain't that what I just said?
I sent Shans a message and I said, oh, so you actually know people who are my type, right?
You didn't say that, Donni. Stop lying. You're lying. You did not say that.
I did. I said, oh.
You didn't even talk like that.
Okay, I said, oh, you holding out on the good stuff is exactly what I said.
Holding, yeah,
I said, oh, you holding out on the good stuff. And he said...
That's even worse.
I said, you holding out on the good stuff.
I wonder if I can find it.
No, because I'm on a new page now. So the thread is
No, you're not on a new page.
Yeah, from 2018. This page is from 2020.
It's a new thread? Oh, you got a hack.
Yeah.
That's right.
So anyway, Shan said, oh yeah, you feeling that? This your type? And I said, absolutely, right? So then some more stories pass by and I hear him speaking. And I'm like, oh, and he's business savvy and successful? For real, Shans, this how you doing me? So he says...
Is that what I said?
No. So then he says...
A little kinda.
He says, and he got a little bread. He says, and he got a little bread. And I said, interesting. Put me on.
Put me on.
Okay. So...
Offering herself. She wanted me to market her
to this brother. A couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months even go by, and they end up having lunch, and he tells him, so anyway, he told me that he was going to do it, and I get scared, like at the last minute. I get scared. I'm like, no, thank you. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's okay.
But what'd he say?
Mm-hmm. So then he goes to lunch with the guy, and the guy is like, no, I'm good. I'm not looking for a relationship. And my guy, he's like, I'm good. I'm not looking for a relationship.
You know what he said, though? He said, she doesn't want a guy like me. So actually, it was crazy because your page, this is good. This is a bar. So your page presented yourself as someone that is serious and not somebody that's trying to play. Mm-hmm. And at this point, oh gosh.
I was trying.
Yeah.
Stay focused.
That fly just hit me in my face. But he's like, she doesn't want a guy like me because I'm not necessarily like looking for a relationship or nothing like that. But something about your page when he's scrolling through said, this ain't somebody I play with. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. That's exactly what he said. She don't want nothing like me. I was like, well, and then I told Donni that and her little whole self. She like, all right, well, just see what's happening.
I did not. So he said what he said. We went our separate ways. And so Shans didn't even tell me that they talked. He put a video up on the stories and all of this stuff. They went to lunch for a completely separate reason. So he didn't even tell me.
I elaborated a little bit on the story, but most of it's the same.
So
she was thirsty.
Maybe an hour later, my significant other now sends me a DM, a video of himself. And he's driving in the car. He's like, so I just left this lunch and it appears that we have a mutual friend, David Shans, who thinks that we should know each other. And I said, oh, is that what he said? I agree. And so we ended up planning a date. And on this date, he said, I got to be honest with you. I told Shans that you seem like a very serious woman, not somebody that you play with. And I just don't know if I'm in that space. And I said to him, don't be so arrogant. This is just the first date. I'm not trying to marry you.
Come on, talk heavy.
Yeah. And so...
You gotta know how to handle it.
Yeah, I'm like, don't be so arrogant. This is just the first date. I'm not trying to marry you. I don't know. I said, I don't know what Shan's told you about me, but I'm not looking to marry you. And so we end up going on a date. And here are two people who are basically not looking for anything serious, because even though I was interested, I wasn't looking for anything serious. I was looking for something to entertain that was worth my time. I didn't want any low-level entertainment. I needed somebody on my level to entertain.
Low-level entertainment.
I don't want any low-level entertainment. So I need some high-level entertainment.
You know what? I didn't realize, like, entertainment comes in different levels. There's low-level and...
So I was just looking for some high-level entertainment.
I think Joe looking for low-level entertainment, though.
Boy.
My man...
That's funny.
He got like 3 of them little accounts, the little dating apps. He's low level.
I've been on dating apps before. So we go on this first date and we end up having a conversation. 90% of the date was about business. Mm-hmm. And we're talking and all of this stuff. 2 people who weren't looking for anything. He's super busy. Time is of the essence. For the next 8 days, he made an excuse to see me every single day. And we both knew at that point, like that was totally out of character. I don't have 8 days to see you. Right. You don't have 8 days to see me. I don't be letting people just pull up on me at middle of the night. Like, and you know, it wasn't like... He was
pulling up in the middle of the night?
He was pulling up in the middle of the night.
High level entertainment?
No. So I live in a condo building, and he would say, "Hey, I'm leaving X, Y, and Z place. I'm about to pull up." And when I mean that, he would pull up literally outside at the front door. I would go downstairs. We would talk in the car for about 15 minutes, and I would wish him well. That was all it was. And so then we turn around, and it's like, yo, we spent these last 8 days together. We're kind of like officially inseparable at this point. It was
Donnie, where's the story going?
You brought it up, Shans. Anyway, you the one who started telling all my business. Please? So this episode, after exposing all of my business.
When did it get to low-level entertainment, though? That's what I want to know. Like, it wasn't just a million outside... Go ahead, do the sponsorship. You're good. I mean, only because you live at a high level, like it's like the 20th floor.
So
high level, low level entertainment.
What you're getting at was never low level, for the record. Okay.
Yo, can we
high level?
You're turning this podcast into something different. Can you please just?
Yo, somebody asked if in the comments of our last episode if David had an OnlyFans, and I couldn't figure it out to save my life. But now I see with these little innuendos that you make why they would think that it's possible that you out here thotting and thirst trapping, licking your lips on OnlyFans. Set up an OnlyFans, Shans.
I might.
You should.
Absolutely not.
It'll be all my little outfits.
Right, just do this.
All his little outfits.
With my thighs out.
Right. All these grown women who looking for schoolboys.
Yeah, man.
Are you looking for a schoolboy?
Yo, can we end the podcast? Come on.
Yo, this episode is also brought to you by Six Figure EDU. That's SIXFigureEDU.com. It is a dope community and program where I develop coaches, consultants, course creators from scratch. And it's so awesome. We even have a community of individuals that I get together with on a weekly basis, answer your questions, give you feedback on your value. I tell you if it's valuable and you're doing amazing, but I'm also going to let you know if what you got is trash and we need to go back to the drawing board, which is why my students are killing it. Hey, student. Yeah. Anywho, this episode is also brought to you by Post to Paid because like Ariel was talking about, I noticed where my students had a problem of once they have these amazing programs, they still did not know how to present themselves online. So let's solve the problem. Instead of consultation calls, Ariel, I created a membership group where you can subscribe to Post to Pay for just $37 a month. It's $37 at the time of this because people keep telling me all the time that I need to increase the price. Where I send you 3 text messages to your phone. They're post prompts. I tell you exactly what you need to say on your Instagram page to get engagement, increase your sales, and increase your exposure. So you don't have to worry about what do I post? How do I sell? How do I connect? Your girl got you. All you got to do is text 404-737-2767. Text the words post paid to 404-737-2767. And let me tell you something. If you don't text me and you don't know what to post on your social media, you're basically saying your business isn't worth $1.23.
Can you show me your numbers?
I can show you my numbers.
You can also text me. I lost. Oh, never mind. You're right. Okay. Where you at? Oh, okay, good. That's
Let me
nice.
see where you at.
So make sure y'all text me too, because I'm about to send everybody. I'm about to text you a. I don't know. I'm gonna text you something right now. 404-737-4935. Text me. Anyway,
y'all can also text me for just business pro tips. I send out random business pro tips that can help you in your business, and they're always coming at the right time. So if you do know what to post on your social media and you don't necessarily need Post to Paid or not sure it's for you, get on my text list anyway.
I too am going to sell pro tips. I'm going to text you pro tips too. Okay.
404-737-2767. All you got to do is text and make sure you subscribe and you get access to my pro tips. Chance is a copycat, you guys. And I love it because you copy the right cat because success leaves clues.
There it is. Listen, man, we are out of here. Do me a favor. Make sure you go get you some social proof, okay? Go build something, be significant, and go back to your community and teach your community how you built what you built. It's the only way our community grows, okay? We are out of here. Peace. What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book? Every single chapter, every single day, we're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all of this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? Themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning.